it's just like Hitler or some shit like that. But I wanted to point out that in an interview, he actually stated that he was pissed off that the actor who was playing him was of Jewish descent, and he was pissed off that he was like, if you're gonna portray me as a neo-Nazi, at least be true to what you're lying about.
Like,
and he
Nazi, right?
Yeah, so he felt it was a mockery in itself to have an actor of Jewish descent play a Nazi, basically.
Honestly, so that could have been done on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly think it was too. It was a shot.
That honestly,
I felt it was hella done on purpose.
Everything was contradictory.
Because there is like
all from the real actor.
Like the movie feels serious, but it also has like a lot of comedic elements to it. You know what I mean? As well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny stuff in there.
That's what makes it so good too. Like. Even just from the trailer when it shows him rocking out in their basement and then the sister comes in and he's like, Mom, and he's like, you guys suck. and so it kind of gives that comedic relief. But also I wanted to point out that we have to keep in mind that these guys were like 18, 19, 20, dude. Like probably, I don't know how old he was when he was murdered, but I want to say probably just in his early 20s, dude. Those guys were kids too.
18, dude.
Yeah,
I think he was 17 when they started up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine pioneering a whole genre sound from a country when you're just like in your teen years and shit. So
in the movie, it took like a good if he started at 17, it took like 3 years. If you notice, when the time when
they jump, dead, yeah.
Year in, like he said, we have Dad. He can't hide his feelings no more, like da-da-da, like, you know. Yeah. That's a big jump. And then, like, I guess after that, it was like another year jump without Dad or something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of... I'm pretty sure it was just cut for the movie, but I'm just saying, like, those guys, when they were teenagers, they were making something for themselves that was, like, yeah, dude, like, timeless almost. Like, they almost stumbled upon something that was so iconic that it was too overpowering for themselves. Like they had to prove that they were so death metal and burn churches down and fucking kill each other, basically. Yeah. Because that's how fucking death metal. I almost compare it to like a real life cholo gangster being so fucking gangster that he kills his own homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Scarface, dude. Fuck it.
I can see that.
You know, going out and dealing drugs and gang banging and drive-bys and shit. Yeah, but exactly. Now it's just the metal part of it where they're burning down churches and punching people in the throat and fucking
that was intense.
Stabbing people in the fucking
Nazi, dude.
Yeah, dude. And they had a lot of influence on their people too, like their circle of friends and their scene. They were looked at,
dude. They were pulling massive crowds.
Yeah,
which is surprising for that genre of metal, you know, especially with hair metal and the more mainstream. Like this was pre-grunge, but also like when grunge was barely starting to surface and stuff. So
this was this was after grunge, right? Like this is probably like new metal, like Limp Bizkit and all that stuff was going on.
Oh no! I want to say it was like early '90s, dude. Like when all this
started off flat on.
Because they started like late. They started late '80s, like '89, and then stuff started by kind of kicking off like '91, '92, and grunge wasn't until like '93 that started getting big, right?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy too is Onarres pointed this out where in Oystein's office he had a big map of all of these different places around the world where he would trade those, and that kind of gives you a sense of how hard it was to come across new music. I mean, because we have it so easy now with internet and shit, but back then you can be a band from Norway like they were.
They would trade mail of like mixtapes and shit, dude. Like it was, that's kind of
would, in my opinion, yeah, they would trade their music, and then they would pioneer a style of music. So imagine how hard and how long it took for them to get their music to Seattle, or Seattle to Norway. You know what I'm saying? So it took a while. So I'm pretty sure that genre clash of music was just like infinite, dude. There was people making stuff that we don't even know now that made shit back then. You know what I'm saying?
And back then
it wasn't
a lot slower than it does now. Now it's like a snap of your fingers, dude. Like to find someone good,
exactly.
Dude, like, you know what I mean? Like that's insane. Being in like just the 90s, it's just the 90s. Imagine like 80s or anything else like that, dude. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's why it showed them it. I also like the fact that they all use typewriters too. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Typewriters.
Like pretty cool. Print of Mayhem on the top all the time. That's pretty cool. Did you guys notice the Deadpool sticker on the typewriter? No one noticed that?
Really?
I noticed that, dude. We pointed that shit out. There's like, it looks like it's a Deadpool sticker on one of on Oystein's typewriter. It's a red typewriter, and it has like the little Deadpool face on the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
that's cool.
They do a lot of cool montage, like homages to horror movies too. Like they're watching like Evil Dead in the
Dead Alive. Dead Alive.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, dude. Like
Freddy
he would
Krueger.
like, it'd be like a little like anxiety attack, like like I don't know, like almost like because he was reminiscing on Dead and stuff, like somebody that he like saw just murder him, and he didn't see it, but like
I love that's really cool too. The PTSD, like the flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah,
seeing Dead.
The years took a toll on Oystein, dude. Maybe they were also trying to point that out in the movie too.
I was going to say, I noticed too from an interview that I watched that the reason why they had a lot of the gore stuff is because a lot of those metalhead guys were into a lot of the horror movies, and when they were infatuated with it, they would get ideas and stuff. So it kind of showed them watching and mimicking like the gore that they saw on the TV to real life gore, and that's what the director wanted to show was. How they glorified the gore that they would watch and try to mimic it in real life. And
like the guy who wanted to stab somebody because he was watching that. What was he watching again? Like Evil Dead or something?
Dead Alive, I think, or something.
Dead Alive, bro. And he was just like, "How does it feel to stab somebody?" And always he's like, "Why don't you just go and find out?"
Go do it.
That's crazy to me that Oystein always thought like. Just because he said something, like, and fools did it, like, he thought he was the one that, like, originated everything. I mean, that's crazy to me. I kind of don't believe it, but, like, for him to take upon that, like, he's the father of it all, like, that's a little intense.
He manipulated.
Yeah, I can see why, like, Varg was out to kind of get him, like, yo, like, you're not, like, really with this. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's a little extreme.
He was extreme. Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite character, James?
The drummer. He's badass.
I was gonna say the drummer. Like in his head in the beginning. Like on the first time they hang out, dude, it's great.
I thought it was funny when they're when him and Varg are arguing when Euronymous and Varg are arguing, and right before they're going to record, and he walks out and he's like, "Hey guys, it's time," and they're like arguing. He's like, "Oh, okay," and he walks back into in there because he's like, "I'm not getting into this."
Oh, because he was like, "Oh, let's celebrate and go burn down this church and shit," and he's like, "Oh, never mind, like whatever, dude."
He's like, "Okay."
No, he was like, "I think I'm gonna go, guys." Like, he really was like trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
I want to see the drummer was smart, dude.
Yeah, that's why those guys are still alive, dude.
Yeah.
And he rocks sick ass kicks. I don't know if you noticed, like his kicks.
Yeah.
That he used for drumming, dude. Damn, those were some like Air Force Ones or some big ass shoes, dude. Like some European style shoes to like play on the bass pedal.
Yeah. That showed you too that they had money, dude. Like a lot of the clothes that their clothes was like top of the line. They were wearing Adidas. Did you notice Death was wearing like the three stripe blue shell toe Adidas, and like they all had like really like from what I could see, clothes that were current. You know, like the leather jackets and the fucking.
They already had cars. They can go get like they could buy abandoned buildings like.
Like, yeah, dude. Like they had money, dude.
like okay, cool. Mom, I need a new building.
Yeah, let's go do that in San Diego. Right? Let's just go fucking buy abandoned buildings and make something.
No, that's impossible. I was
San Diego.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was gonna point out too. Diego, did you like the fact that they showed like Metallian? He's like the photographer for the band.
I love the photography in this.
Underrated.
Yeah, I thought it was it was like a backstory that like they had really good photography pictures in this one. I know they showed some at the end. I don't know if those were actual real.
Well, yeah, those are real.
Yeah, those look good, bro. For what they were, like at the time, those were really good. I was like, holy shit! Like those are like now like really good relics to have, you know, in your collection and stuff. Like
I know they said they had a lot of pictures that they can pull from because Metallian took a lot of pictures in that whole scene. So they had a lot of stuff to pull from.
Yeah, those pictures are probably like 150 euros right now, just because like it probably just like those pictures are pretty infamous, bro.
What is that? Like 200?
Yeah.
Huh?
What is that? Like 200? What is
200? Like, yeah, around $200.
Right? That's like that's a big stuff of money right there, dude.
Yeah. Especially because those pictures look like they look good and they're infamous and they're from a time period. Those photography from a time period are really expensive and stuff.
They're very iconic, right?
Yeah. Some of those pictures I've seen. I hadn't even seen this movie, and I've already seen some of those pictures. Like
you
beforehand.
noticed those pictures?
Yeah, cool, those was like I was like, oh shit, those sound really good.
I know he's a real person, but I know Metallian's a real person or at least that's what I gathered from the documentaries that I've watched, and they made him like pretty accurate to his character. He was just there to take pictures and film everything and document everything, and he was really cool with everybody. So he got in touch with everything.
Yeah, that had to be one of my favorite characters. Honestly,
yeah. He reminded me of you too. I was like, I
was like, yo, I made an appearance. I made a cameo.
Right.
The Norwegian Diego, dude.
Norwegian Diego. The only thing was missing here is like he didn't have a beard, but it's all good.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
Dude, the ending is pretty nuts because they kind of show you that Euronymous, because he seems like you kind of like him throughout the film, but he's kind of a jerk, like with the shit that he does and like the decisions that he makes and stuff. Like he's like kind of shitty, but then at the end they do a good job of kind of closing all of that up, where you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Where like he didn't actually take the skull of his buddy and make like necklaces. It was like like bird bone, pigeon bones, or some shit like that. Chicken bones.
Chicken bone.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can keep that.
Yeah, he made him seem like if it was real. He's like, no, that's just chicken bone. You can keep that.
Do you think he deserved to get like fucking like destroyed like that?
No.
I don't think anyone deserves it. Mostly anybody, but that was pretty fucking harsh.
Do you feel sorry for Christine, or do you feel like it was coming, like for him, like?
No, because he had said, oh, you know, look, I'm willing to pay you all your money back, all your royalties here. I'm signing you all over your rights, and because
he was gonna do the right thing, right?
yeah, and he had already sent him the contract, but because his homie sold Euronymous out and told Varg like, oh, this fool wants to fucking